And the world was being created out of the old world, the world of the giants. It was time to figure out how to light the sky. And the gods went to the land of the fire giants, and they threw up into the sky sparks that scattered everywhere, and at night we see them as the stars. But they also took bigger groups, pushed them together, and to be the sun and to be the moon. And the moon is Mani, and the sun is Sol. Now, they needed to be pulled through the sky. So, for Sol, the sun, they had 2 horses pulling the cart, early riser and rapid goer. To keep them safe, the gods created some sort of protecting, cooling agent, and also a shield called the cooler. Now, at the same time, they were figuring out how to divide night and day. Night was actually a giant, and she had dark hair and dark skin. And she had 3 husbands, and her 3rd husband was one of the Asir of the gods. And their son was named Day, and he was radiantly beautiful, and he shined everywhere he went. So she comes first, Night, the mother, the primal giant force. And she rides a horse called Frostmane, which is why the frost comes at night. And from his mouth, after the hard ride all night, the dew drops as he has been frothing at the bit. Meanwhile, Day, with his horse, lights up the world, and it shines brightly, which is why his horse is called Shining Mane, and that is why we have Day. But someone had to pull these carts for the sun and the moon. But the sun and the moon themselves were not gods and goddesses. There was a giant who named his children Sol and Mani after the sun and the moon. They were beautiful children, and Sol herself was married to a man whose name was Glow. She was put in charge of pulling the cart of the sun, the one that has the horses Early Riser and Rapid Goer, and the shield, the cooler. Both she and her brother and their carts are chased by wolves, and these wolves will devour the sun and the moon when our world ends, and a new one will begin from our remains. But until then, sometimes the wolves will be able to suddenly snap them up in their clutches, and the people will raise such a clamor and yell and shout and make noise every way they can, and the wolves are scared, and they drop the sun or the moon, and the sun and the moon take off faster, and that's an eclipse. Now the gods call the sun by Sol, but humans call her Sunna. And on the solstice, it's the return of the life-giving Sunna. For the sun is female because she brings life. And that is part of the celebration of the winter solstice, and why people right now are having bloats and faintings and symbols and rituals honoring her